All right, guys, I think it's time we have a little conversation. Now, this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers and probably hurt some feelings, but it needs to be said. Most of you do not need more power than this. Now, I need you to hear me out, guys. I am a big fan of big horsepower bikes. Sky's the limit big. Kendall Johnson on a 300 horsepower bagger that will not keep the front wheel on the ground big. But the majority of people do not need a bike like that. Nobody really needs a bike like that. I'm referring to a lot of people that I see doing stage 3, stage 4, stage 5 upgrades to their Harley Davidson, making it less rideable for their particular skill level, therefore a little less enjoyable. So somewhere along the way, we've got lost on what motorcycles are supposed to be, and we're kind of just following the trend of what we think we should be doing to our motorcycle. Now, before someone leaves some crazy comment, stop telling people what to do with their bike, stop telling people how to spend their money. What I'm telling people to do is do modifications to their bike that are gonna make it more enjoyable. And I know from the outside looking in, it seems like more power, who's not gonna enjoy that?
What do we need? More power! Darn right, more power.
And I'll tell you exactly who's not gonna enjoy that. People that are not using the power that comes with the bike from the factory. Now let me kind of explain the inspiration for this video, and I think things will make a lot more sense to you. So I've got a friend picked up the new Lowrider ST. Amazing motorcycle in pretty much every way from the factory. Is there room for improvement? Sure. Where is that room for improvement? Customizing it to fit you, meaning your height, your weight, your riding style. Now, this particular friend is a fairly new rider. They have another bike that they've been riding for a while, but self-admittedly, they're just now kind of starting to get comfortable on a motorcycle. As a lot of you know, that Lowrider ST comes with the Milwaukee 8 117. That is the biggest engine Harley Davidson offers from the factory without buying one of their engine upgrade kits. I saw this friend post on Instagram and say, hey, which engine kit should I do in my Lowrider ST? That's where I had to step in. Now, knowing this person personally, knowing their riding style, knowing that it's still going to be a good while before they're going to be able to squeeze all the power out of that 117, much less need more, I had to chime in. My recommendation, first and foremost, for a rider in that situation, I would say spend your money on going to a riding school where you learn how to control the bike better, become a better rider, be more comfortable, which makes motorcycling more fun. I would encourage you guys to go watch the YouTube channel Paying It Forward with Robert Simmons. Watch his videos. They are extremely beneficial to watch because if you set up those same obstacle courses, or if you're close enough, go take one of Robert's classes. Again, no affiliation, never met the guy, but I can tell from the stuff he's offering, they are good. If you can't handle your bike at low speeds without putting your foot down, swerving through cones, hell, a lot of people I know don't even have a motorcycle license, yet they want to build big horsepower bikes. What upgrades do I think you should do if you're going to upgrade your bike? Handlebars, for one. Yeah, in my opinion, a lot of handlebars are going to make the bike look a lot better, but the point of upgrading your handlebar is to get you in a comfortable, aggressive riding position. Now let's use this Street Bob as an example for me. So what they've done is they've put a taller riser and a moto style bar. So it's got a moto bend in it. Now you can see with my height where my arms are. Now I'm not on some little skinny bars where my hands are close together. I'm not on some giant ape hangers where they're out here or way up here. My arms are pretty much parallel. Now these bars at my height honestly are about 2 inches taller than I prefer them. Now I've found where I prefer bars by spending a lot of time on motorcycles and seeing what I like. I get not everyone's in that position to be able to do that. Go into your dealership. This is on the floor here at Timms. They welcome you to sit on this, see what feels good, sit on some other bikes, see what height feels good. The next thing you should be looking at is your controls. Now the Street Bob comes with a mid control, which is what feels best for me. It fits my riding style, it feels good when I'm riding. You guys saw me sitting on the bike, very comfortable position for me. The other thing that I don't see enough people upgrading is their seat. Now I've logged a lot of miles on this exact style of seat right here, and it's not bad. At least that's what you think until you get on something like this. And again, I'm not gonna plug any specific brands. This happens to be LaPera, Saddleman super popular, Mustang super popular. Again, based on your riding style, don't just get the cool guy seat that you see your favorite influencers riding with. Go sit on some seats and see what feels good. Give them some info about what kind of riding you're going to be doing and be open to suggestions. Now, one thing that Street Bob build was missing that I think every rider should do to their bike is upgrade the suspension. This happens to be Legends, great suspension, Öhlins, Fox. There's tons of good stuff out there. Again, guys, this is not a video to plug certain brands or companies. I have no affiliation with any of them. I promise you, if you spend the money on good suspension, not just the bling suspension. Don't just get it so you get your little remote reservoir canister sticking out the back and you look like a cool guy. That's all pointless if you don't set it up, once again, for your height, your weight, your riding style. Now that may not necessarily go with what you think looks the best. I see a lot of guys come in the dealership all the time, their bikes slam. They put those slammer shocks on there. There's no travel in those things. Fender sits right over the tire. And when it's parked, yeah, sure, I agree, looks pretty good. But that is not functional for riding. So let's say you do that 131 kit on your bike. What is your goal out of that 131? Because like I said, the majority of people already aren't using all of the stock power, say up in the mountains and up in the curves. That 131 is great in a straight line, but realistically, how quickly do you need to get up to 80, 90 miles an hour, which is about as fast as most people are gonna ride? And is that money that you're gonna spend to do that worth it? To me, personally, no. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. This is an interview that I've yet to release that I've done with Kyle Wyman, and I asked him this exact question. Is there a point of diminishing return when it comes to power and making it functional? Here's what he had to say.
And I've seen in multiple interviews, people talking to you or talking about your bike, and I know the number is just, it's north of 150 horsepower. There's no hard number, and I'm not gonna press you for that. But do you find that like, that's the sweet spot? Do you think there's a point where, you know, because I think down there's a 275 horsepower soft tip. Don't you feel like there's a point where power starts to work against you as far as rideability?
Yeah. And you see it in superbike racing, right? Like, I spent all day on a BMW superbike as well as a bagger. And most of the stuff we did was taking torque and power out of corners because it's like, it was too powerful. So it depends on what your goal is. I don't ride a single road on the street that doesn't have a turn in it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I really look toward chassis and really to do what we're doing here. You see the S's up here in Atlanta, direction change. And chassis.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments whether you agree, you disagree, what your personal experiences have been setting up your bike. If you made it this far, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and for those that are interested, the end of June, I will be at the Born Free Show. I will have a motorcycle, so if you're in Southern California or you're traveling there for the Born Free Show, be sure and hit me up. We'll try to get together and do some riding. Thanks for watching, guys.